Hey y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy here for Whimsy Stamps. Thanks for joining me today. I am playing with what I'm calling the Cranky Pants collection. So we're starting with the photopolymer clear 4x6 stamp set, as well as the Cranky Pants outline die and the Cranky Pants word die. And in addition to that, I will be using a couple other things from my Whimsy stash, and we'll definitely talk about them as we go, and we'll have them linked and listed downstairs in the description box for you. So I knew I wanted to do a little scene, and I don't know what it is about a yellow sky, but it just is intriguing to me. So I've got a couple yellows. I believe it's fossilized amber, and then I come in with rusty hinge at the very end just to kind of frame it all and give it a little bit of drama around the edges. I did a little bit of what I call that down and dirty ink blending just to get some color on the cardstock, and then I am using the It's Cloudy, I believe that's what it's called. Yep, It's Cloudy 6x9 stencil, and I am turning that. I love that this has a variety of different fluffy cloud shapes that you can use. One thing to keep in mind when you're making clouds, you want to start with your blending brush on the stencil and then bring that color onto the paper from the stencil, not the other way around. You'll have really harsh lines if you go the other way around. So I just did 3 or 4 little layers and thought that was good enough. And then I'm coming in with, this is iced spruce on the bottom for the grass. Then I'm also going to come in with crushed olive. There we go. And that is a little less of a transition from the green ground to the yellow sky, but I also come back in with some more of that ice spruce to kind of define the grass area. Now I'm not using a grass stencil or anything, because when I use my fence line from the Butt Nuggets stamp set, that also has some grass in it. So that this is just kind of a placeholder, if you will. And again, I kind of defined that with the ice spruce, and now at the top I'm coming in and defining the sky, or the framing the sky maybe is a better word, with the rusty hinge. So I think it looks really cool. I love the gradient of color there, and I think it all just turned out great. So set that aside. I am going to be cutting that down because I love a clean, crisp edge of an outlined or a full panel die to just kind of frame out your card. So I am in love with the Butt Nugget set, and I tend to forget that I have it. But look at that fence. Did you see how clean and crisp that stamped out, along with the little chicken and the baby chick? Clean and crisp, just perfect. And as I was coloring everything up off screen and kind of getting all the players to audition on my stage, if you will, I realized that I needed a place for the chicken and the baby chick to sit. So that's when I pulled out the Slimline Chicken Coop die set. And if you guys are not familiar with this, you really want to get familiar with this. It has so many components and so many pieces. It has hardware, it has the fence, the chicken wire, it has, yeah, I'm not going to go into all that because that's not why I'm here. Just know that it's a great addition to your set, and I will again have it linked and listed downstairs so you can go check it out. So I have two of the 3. Are they hay bales? Are they chicken beds? I don't know what you call it. Beds of hay. Let's call them that. Anyway, so I have obviously one cut out in kind of a crafty cardstock and one cut out in kind of an amber yellow, and just coming in with my Olo markers as well as my Arteza Inconic pen just to kind of give some of that detail, some of that hay-like texture, if you will. And I did something similar on my hill line there with my fence. I just went in with my Arteza. They're not Arteza markers, they're Olo markers. I don't know why I'm saying that. They're Olo markers. It was an Arteza Inconic pen. But I went in with different shades of green, and I just made tufts of grass, and then I used a couple of the different grass tuft stamps from the Butt Nugget stamp set. There are 4 different tufts of grass that are individual from the fence. So I went through and stamped those in some of the areas too. So it has that hill making more sense with grass on it. And so I have die cut that out, and I'm adhering it down to my card panel with just some tape runner And then I've used the wonky stitched rectangle die to frame it all out. See what I mean? See how that stitched edge and just the crisp cut edge? Yeah, it just makes it nice and clean and crisp, and I love the way that it frames your scene. So again, you can see that I have everything colored and it's all cut out. I did all the die cutting off screen, all that kind of thing. Y'all let me know if you'd like to see that on screen. I tend to not show those things, but if you'd like to see my process on those particular things rather than just my thought process and the construction, you let me know. So adhered one of the beds of hay straight down to the card panel, and this one you can see that I'm lifting up with some little strips of double-sided foam tape. And then the mama chicken, I do the same. I do double-sided foam tape on the upper half, and then just I put liquid glue and adhere her straight down to the bed of hay so that she's level with the hay. And then the baby chick gets a little bit of foam tape as well. And I don't know if you notice him, but look at him with his yelling mouth. Like he's the one that's making everybody cranky. I don't know if he's talking, I don't know if he's yelling, I don't know if he's tattling on somebody. Y'all figure out your story and let me know. But look at him and look at mama, and then the goat is like, what? Baby chick is cranky and he's making everybody else cranky. So I cut out the cranky pants in some olive green and some brown and layered them up just to give them a little bit of depth and a little bit of shadow. And then I put them up on double-sided foam tape. Yes, it's tedious. No, I don't make you sit through my whole process, but it's definitely tedious. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it is. I definitely think it is. Now, you could have gotten this lift and dimension a lot of different ways. You don't have to put everything up on foam tape. But I don't like to layer word dies. Now, I'll layer a shadow die all day long. I'll layer shadow dies. But word dies, that is tedium to me that I'm having a hard time getting behind these days. But we pick and choose what works for us, right? And we pick and choose our battles. That's just not a battle I want to fight. So I'll fight the foam tape battle. I will not fight layering word dies, especially little narrow ones. But look, it just looks cute, and you can even see the actual shadow behind the words, and I think that's a lot of fun. So you can see that I'm coming in with my Nouveau Crystal Glaze and just adding some dimension and some shine to just some select areas. I'm one that can go crazy with this kind of thing, but I'm just putting it on their eyes, on the beaks, the bell, the patch right there, and his horns, and I think that's all I did. Then I decided that I wanted to brighten up my words a little bit, but I was having trouble with my gel pens. So I end up going back and forth over a couple of areas, and it makes it look particularly messy. So please forgive me for that, but at this point, I wasn't going to redo it. You guys know me. I try not to sweat that kind of thing. Does it bother me when I look at it? Yes. Will I go back and fix it one day? Possibly, because it's two spots right there on the A on the top and the N on the bottom. I don't know. Anyway, y'all tell me what you think. Anybody making you cranky pants lately? I can honestly say yes to that question. But you know what? We suck it up and we do what's next, and we love our family and friends through it anyway. And yeah, it's all right. I will talk to you downstairs in the comments, and I ask that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Meet us over on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. And until next time, y'all, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy for Whimsy. Mwah! I'm out.